in this session. Good afternoon to everyone. So today's session is about the testing, organic testing, like distinguish between the pair. So in the first part, we have discussed about few important questions in regard to organic chemistry grade 12 ISC as well as CBSE board examinations 2023. So today we will be taking up few questions, few fundamentals in regard to testing of organic compounds. Let us start the session. So the learning outcome from this session is basically, so we will be able to understand today, like if two organic compounds are there, how to distinguish between the two. That's first. Second thing is that, like, we are having various tests in our syllabus in regard to, like, Lucas test is there, Iodoform test there, Hinsberg test there, Carbylamine test there, Bromine water test is there. Similarly, we are having Tollen's test, Fehling solution test, Azo Dye test. So these tests we are going to cover. Apart from that, we will be learning about 5 commandments of life, means 5 things what we can introduce into our life so that our life will become easy and free flow. Okay, so let us start. So this everything we are designed. So contribution is given by the teachers. So we are giving the acknowledgement for that. And this is the app. All the material, whatever the PDFs are there, whatever the presentations are there, we are putting in the app. You can download and access for the free tests. Okay. So let us start our session. Okay. So how you are feeling? How you are feeling? If I can get your response in the chat box so that we can start. How you are feeling is there presently? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling bored? Are you feeling happy? What is your feeling now? So that we can start. Okay, fine. Okay, so rule number one says, fine. So rule number 1, don't give in without fight. Means, for example, we are suffering that, okay, yeah, organic chemistry is difficult, what to do? Let us leave it. So instead of leaving, first give a try, then only leave. Okay, so first we should try. Don't give in without fight. So we are going to do the questions based on Carbylamine test, Lucas test, Bromine water test, Iodoform test, Tollen's reagent test, Fehling solution test, Azo Dye test, Hinsberg test, and KOH aqueous and AgNO3 if time permits that. Okay, so let us start with the session with one small like eye opener question. So what you have to do is you have to write the number and the alphabet, like 5 numbers. You can take your 1 minute. 1 number and the alphabet, 2 alphabet, 3 alphabet. This is the way to write. Please write your response in the chat box. Means this is the test, and which chemicals, which organic compound will be positively responding for the test. Just give a try in the chat box. So this will help us to understand the testing easy manner. Carbylamine test will be related with what? Lucas test will be related with what? Bromine water test will be related with what? Iodoform test is related with what? Tollen's reagent test is related with what? So I am waiting for your response in the chat box. Then we can start. Anjana ma'am, you can please help me to read the responses. Now 1C. 1C we got. Yes, absolutely right. 1C. 2E. 2E. Yeah, okay. Then 3.
Yes, sir. 1C, 2E, 3B, 4A, and 5B.
4A and 5D. Absolutely right. Very good. Very nice answers.
So, but I have a doubt.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Sorry. For Lucas test, for 1 degree alcohol, that usually doesn't show at room temperature.
It is giving after heating. It is giving after
got
heating.
it.
That's right. Why we want to keep this fundamentally in our mind, that ethanol, ethanol, propane, 2-ol. Although ethanol, propanol also will be giving, but ethanol is not giving. So that's why we want to cross-check our mind. We want to justify all these fundamentals. Okay, so these were the answers. So Carbylamine, primary means, Lucas test, propane 1-ol, Bromine water test, phenol, aniline, and Iodoform test, ethanol, ethanol, propane 2-ol, Tollen's reagent, benzaldehyde. So there are some fundamentals behind that which we are going to understand today. Okay, so now one more try. can you please try for these questions also? Tollen's reagent, Fehling solution, Azo Dye, Hinsberg, and KOH aqueous and AgNO3. Okay. 6D. 6D is absolutely right. Okay. Fehling solution is related with what? 7C. 7C. Yeah. Fehling solution is related with aldehyde. Good. Okay. What else? 8E. 8E is related with aniline. Very good. That's right. Then 9A. 9A. Yeah. Hinsberg test, methylamine. Right. Okay. What else? What else? 10B. 10B KOH aqueous AgNO3. Okay. So now these are the answers. You can just see that these things, if you don't know, even no problem. But after the end of the session, you'll be able to know and distinguish all these things, that why we have chosen those. Okay. So let us start. So we are going to do this test now. Are you ready? So please type yes so that we can proceed. Are you ready to learn these tests? Are you ready to get 5 marks? Okay, let us see. This is the question. This is the test, Carbylamine test. It is used for 1 degree amines. Everyone knows about the reaction. I will not go into that detail. It is given by amines. It can give primary, aliphatic as well as aromatic amines. So on your screen you can see R and H2. If R you replace with CH3, then the product would be CH3NC. If R you will replace with C2H5, then C2H5NH2 will change into C2H5NC. Similarly, what is the distinguishing feature is that only 1 degree amine is giving this test. Okay. And second thing is it is giving bad smell. So that's why this test is used to distinguish between 1 degree amine, 2, 1 or 3. So it means this test only will be given by 1 degree amine. This is the point we need to understand. Okay. So let us move to the question. So this way question can be asked in your exam. Distinguish between ethylamine and diethylamine. So now you know ethylamine formula is C2H5NH2. We can write the reaction very easily as previously it was written. But when you talk of diethyl, so diethyl is C2H5 twice NH. Okay. So always you remember, so NH2 whenever will be there, then it is 1 degree. Whenever NH will be there, that will be 2 degree. When there is no H, that is 3 degree. So this thing we have to keep in mind while write the reactions also. So here it is the reaction is important to write, as well as we need to write the characteristic, the testing characteristic like observations. So here observation is related to bad smell. We need to write bad smell. So it is very important we should write bad smell. Right? Similarly, next question is related to methylamine. L is missing here. Methylamine and N-methyl methanamine. So in this case, you know methylamine is 1 degree amine, which is CH3NH2. When you talk of N-methyl methanamine, it is a 2 degree amine. So it would be CH3 twice and CH3, means CH3 twice NH. So this will be the formula for methyl methanamine. If we talk of N dimethyl methanamine, that would be 3 degree. That would be taken as CH3 twice and CH, only C, not H. Okay. So this way, CN. So this way we have to, when we write, we will understand, even though maybe I am speaking in that you will not able to understand. Write the formula for 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, you will be able to understand. Okay. So let us check now. So can you please tell which will be giving the positive test, propylamine or N-ethyl propanamine? Which will be giving the positive test for Carbylamine test? Please write. Propylamine will give. Yes, absolutely right. Propylamine will give the test. Now, next question is ethylamine and aniline. Which will give the test? Which will give positive test? Ethylamine or aniline? Answer is both. Answer is both. So therefore, we cannot apply Carbylamine test in case of ethylamine and aniline. Whenever 1 degree amine is there, aliphatic as well as aromatic, you cannot apply the test. So then which test will be applied, we will take care. We will see at the end of this session. Okay. So these were the answers. Ethylamine and aniline giving both tests. Okay. Now let us talk of second rule. So first rule we have understood. Second rule is Do not learn how to react. Learn how to respond. So when we are talking with your parents, with your friends, with your teachers, you need to learn how to respond, not to react. Okay. So this sensibility we should have. Let us move to the next part, next testing. Lucas test for alcohol. We know Lucas test, it is the reaction of alcohol, primary, secondary, tertiary, with Lucas region. A question can be asked, what do you mean by Lucas region? We should write concentrated HCl and zinc chloride. Zinc chloride is basically dehydrating agent. It helps in the breaking of the bond, right? 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, the fast reaction will be given by 3 degree. Even though if you don't add zinc chloride, then also reaction will take place. And when you write HCl, it should be concentrated. Please keep in mind. 2 degree alcohol, 3 degree will give reaction immediately. 2 degree will give after few minutes, 10 minutes later. Third is very slow, or heating only. It will. Sometimes we write no reaction if you are writing at room temperature, right? So now the next part is here. The question can be asked in this manner. Distinguish between 1 propanol and 2 methyl propan-2-ol. So on the screen itself you can see 1 propanol is 1 degree and 2 methyl propan-2-ol is 2 degree. So this way, their way, turbidity will be coming very after, like if you are having a 3 degree alcohol, so this is 3 degree, 2 methyl propan-2-ol is 3 degree alcohol, and this will immediately turbidity will be formed. But in case of propan-1-ol, the turbidity will not come as such, but after heating only it will be there. Okay. So now, next part is in regard to 2 degree and 3 degree. If question is coming like tertiary butyl alcohol and secondary propyl alcohol, this way question is coming. So you should be aware of the common names also. These are common names. Question can be asked in the common name, and you can see on the screen the turbidity. Turbidity is nothing else, it is a precipitation, or precipitate also. It's a condition between solubility and precipitation. So the haziness will be there, insoluble nature will be there. So now the next point is what type of reaction it is. Can anyone tell what type of reaction this is going on with concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride? What type of reaction? Yeah. Can you write the response in the chat box? What type of reaction is there? It is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Absolutely right. SN1, nucleophilic substitution, right? 1 means order is 1, right? So here, what is the nucleophile is? Chloride is a nucleophile. So chloride is replacing OH. So therefore, you know SN1 mechanism, 3 degree greater than 2 degree greater than 1 degree is the stability order of the carbocation. So therefore 3 degree reaction is faster than 2 degree than 1 degree. Now please keep in mind the difference is there between the acidity and this reaction. This reaction OH is bond, COH bond is broken here. We are breaking COH bond, not OH bond. So if you talk of acidity, so 1 degree alcohols are more acidic as compared to 3 degree. But in case of this reaction, Lucas test, 3 degree is fast, then 1 degree is least. So acidity and this reaction are both are opposite. So please keep in mind. So now if we have learned something, so we can just check what would be the answer. Which degree alcohol will give turbidity immediately? This is the, please write the response in the chat box. Which degree alcohol will give turbidity immediately? Tertiary, yeah, absolutely right. Lucas region, what would be Lucas region? What would be Lucas region? If question is coming, what do you mean by Lucas region? One more question can be asked. What would be the answer? What would be the answer if question is asked? What do you mean by Lucas region? Okay, concentrated HCl and zinc chloride. Very good. Anhydrous zinc chloride we should write. Okay. Then further to that, why product formed is showing turbidity? Third question, why the product formed is showing turbidity? What is the reason for that? We have seen the reaction. It is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. What would be the answer? Why product formed is showing turbidity? What would be the reason? So I will tell now. Because alkyl halides are formed, if you see from the previous reaction, alkyl halides are not soluble in water because it cannot form hydrogen bonding with water and it cannot break already hydrogen bonding existing in water and water molecules. This is the reason that alkyl halides cannot form hydrogen bond with water. That's the reason turbidity is shown. Okay, very easy. Now, next point we are talking. So, yes, due to low dipole moment, formation of alkyl halide. Formation of alkyl halide is correct, but we have to link the answer with the solubility in regard to hydrogen bond, right? Next and the last question is, can we apply Lucas test in ethanol and propane 1-ol? Can we apply the test, distinguish between ethanol and propane 1-ol? Can you use Lucas test? The answer would be no, because both are 1 degree. You cannot use that. Okay, fine. Let us see now. So what would we use that? So these were the answers. So you already clear with that. Now, next is, are you feeling? How are you feeling? Now at least 1 or 2 marks you are there within your kitty. What is your feeling now? Okay. So let us go with the third commandment of life, that is, Lord, I surrender. So whatever is given, whatever we are enjoying today, it is all due to the Almighty, which shower the blessings which is given by the Almighty to us. So we always should be, we pay our gratitude toward God, right? So next part is iodoform test. Very, very important, very, very easy. So I will be saying this way, like that you will be more happy once you go through iodoform test. Okay. So now, what is the group? You need to understand that R, C, double bond O and X. This grouping, if it is there in the organic compound, it will show iodoform test positively. Similarly, if another group R, C, H, O, H and X, you can note down this thing on your notebook or sheet, so it would be beneficial. If these two groupings are there, then it will give iodoform test. So now the question arises, what is X? X can be any H, X can be CH3, X can be C2H5, any alkyl group can be there including hydrogen. So this, and you can see here diagram, here picture represent the yellow PPT. So this yellow PPT represent the iodoform. It's having sweet smell, right? So let us talk of the iodoform test. Now this is the understanding. You can just think. You just think, and one of you can just raise the hand or can speak, unmute yourself and tell the answer. Like which substances are giving the positive iodoform test. So please just have a look and raise hand, or you just own you can speak. That's all. We can save our time. Others who are going to write, you can write also.
So there's a doubt in the chat box. It's asking whether R should always be CH3.
R should be CH3, R can be C2H5, R can be C6H5, anything can be. Beside any functional group we can avoid. Otherwise all alkyl group, phenyl group, hydrogen, all can be there. Mostly whenever questions are coming in the exam, that or in that respect we have to think. In that respect, the X, R you are telling, or you want me? R will be methyl. R should be methyl only. Then only the test will be there. R should be methyl only. That is right. Yeah. Yes, Arman, right. R should be methyl only. Right? X can be any, like we can say H. X can be CH. Now tell these answers. So what would be methanol? Can you compare methanol here? Can we compare here methanol? Whether methanol will give test? Methanol will not give test. If you talk of ethanol, just to see, if you check the organic compound, if you say it is R is CH3 and X is H, so it becomes what? It becomes ethanol. So ethanol will give test or not? Check. You have to think that. When you are thinking, then you will get. Ethanol will give test or not? Yes, ethanol will give test. Now if you talk of propanol, when we are writing propanol, it is one propanol. So you have to keep in mind this. When we are writing propanol, it is one propanol. Now in place of X, if it is CH3 and R, it is CH3, then what would be the compound? Propanol will not give. Yes, absolutely right. And then what about propan-2-ol? Propan-2-ol, whether it will give? Whether propan-2-ol will give? Yes, propan-2-ol will give. Now we can talk of methanol. Now you have to check the top grouping. If you see here, R is H. If R is H and if X is H, then it will be methanol. And Arman questions lies here. If R is H, X is H, this becomes formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is the only compound which can give this test for the formic acid also. Even formic acid also can give the test, but formaldehyde as such will not. Formaldehyde and formic acid both can give the test for the Tollen's reagent. Tollen's reagent it will give, not iodoform. Okay, fine. So that was Tollen's reagent. Right, now check, methanol will give the test. Methanol will give iodoform test? No. What about ethanol? If you write CH3 here and X in place of X it is H, it becomes ethanol. Ethanol will give test? Yes. What about propanone? Propanone, what will be the status? Propanone. If R is CH3, X is CH3, it becomes propanone. It will give test. Yes. What about 3-pentanone? If it is 3-pentanone, then think left hand side would be methyl or ethyl, or right hand side will be methyl or ethyl. Can anyone just think, write the structure of 3-pentanone? You will find that ethyl C double bond O ethyl. This would be the structure. And because ethyl is there on both sides and none of the side methyl is there, so we can say that it will not give iodoform test. Similarly, if you talk of benzaldehyde, in benzaldehyde one side is C6H5 and C double bond OH, it will not give the benzaldehyde also. If you draw the structure, you can come to know that it will not give the test for benzaldehyde. Now if you talk of benzophenone, benzophenone means C6H5, C double bond O, C6H5, that also will not give the test. Benzophenone also will not give test. Benzaldehyde will also not give the test. But if you talk of acetophenone, it will give the test. Acetophenone, I have not written over here. Acetophenone will give the test. We will talk of now all the testing part. Okay, so small understanding we have now. So this is the test. Now please see carefully. If any doubt is there, you can ask also in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. So yes, okay, let us see. Iodoform test is used to identify the carbonyl compounds, and carbonyl compounds must have CH3CO group. Means that R which we were telling, that was CH3. CH3CO group is must. Similarly, if you are having alcohol, CH3CHOH and any other grouping will be there, means the 2 degree alcohol, or if 1 degree is there, then ethanol. Okay, so they will give the iodoform test with iodine and NaOH. So please see these three reactions. You are adding iodine and NaOH in all the three reactions. What I am saying you now, please keep in mind very carefully and listen very carefully. Now three organic compounds are there with us. 2-propan-2-ol, which is a 2 degree alcohol. Propan, the name is written wrong. Ethanol and propanone. There are three organic compounds. We are treating with iodine and NaOH. Can you please see the area, like for either the number is 46 or the number is 34. So while balancing the reactions, you will find in case of alcohol, you will be having the number of 46. Others, mostly all the organic compounds which will be giving the iodoform test, the numeral, iodine numeral will be alphabetical, means stoichiometric coefficient would be 3 and NaOH stoichiometric coefficient would be 4. But in case of ethanol, it would be 4, 6. So these things we have to keep in mind, right? So CHI3, and now you see how many carbon it is having? 3 carbon. So 3 carbon, 1 carbon is forming the iodoform. So how many carbon left out? How many carbon left out? If 3 carbon is there, propanol, 1 carbon is already used in the iodoform and 2 carbon left. So 2 carbon acid would be ethanoic acid, and ethanoic acid when treated with NaOH, it will gives us CH3COONA along with that NaI and water. So I would like to repeat once more. 3 carbon was there in propane 2-ol. When you treat with iodine NaOH, iodine basically is an oxidizing agent. And what happens is iodoform is formed in this process of these reactions. And 2 carbons are left. 2 carbon will be oxidized to acids. Acid means CH3COH. When acid react with NaOH, it will gives us the salt, acid plus base salt, CH3CONA, along with that NaI and water is formed. So after you know that 4,6 will be used, so 8 iodine comes here and 3 iodine with iodoform and 5 NaI, 5 water. Very easy to write the reactions, and you will write yellow PPT besides the iodoform name. Similarly, ethanol was having 2 carbon, so 1 carbon is used in the iodoform, 1 carbon is left, 1 carbon will be oxidized to formic acid. Formic acid will react with NaOH to form sodium formate along with that NaI and water. Since 8 iodine were there, 3 iodine used in iodoform, 5 were left, 5 NaI, 5 water. Similarly, if you talk of propanol, 3 carbon were there and 1 carbon used in the iodoform, 2 carbon oxidized to give acid, ethanoic acid, react with NaOH, CH3CONA plus NaI and water. As I have told you, mostly in all other organic compound except the alcohol, we are getting the number as 34. So 6 iodine are here, 3 used, 3 NaI, 3 water. That's all. So if any student is having any doubt in iodoform test, you can ask. Yeah, please. If any students are having any doubt in iodoform test, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will proceed. Okay, thank you. So now this is the question. Distinguish between methanol and ethanol. So can I get the answer that which will give test? Methanol or ethanol? Methanol or ethanol? Ethanol will give. So this is the way to write. This is the way to write. You will write the reaction. 46 I told you. 46 is written CHI3, and so this you need not write. You write simply NaI and HCONA. Okay, NaI and CHI3, 5 NaI, 5 water, HCOONA and yellow PPT. Because you have to write both things, reaction as well as observation. If you want full marks, teacher, you are not giving any chance to deduct any marks. So please write reaction as well as the observation, right? So next question. This is the question. Distinguish between propane 1-ol and propane 2-ol. So this question you can write propane 2-ol, iodine 46 and then reaction. So now can I ask one question from you? Apart from this test, which test can be used to distinguish between propane 1-ol and 2-ol? Apart from yeah, Lucas test as well as we can use. Lucas test also we can use. Yes, very good. Okay, so next question to you is distinguish between benzophenone and acetophenone. Benzophenone and acetophenone. So can you please see which will be giving the test? Benzophenone or acetophenone? Acetophenone will be giving the test. Now please see it carefully. Please see it carefully. Here in case of acetophenone, CH3CO is there. CH3. I told you CR, that R group which Arman was talking about, that should be CH3. Then only all this testing will be there. You cannot make into ethyl there. You cannot make it to phenyl there. Got it? So this thing is very important, right? So similarly, now here also, what could be the number to balance it? What could be the number to balance iodine and NaOH? What could be the number? Here is not written. That's why not written. I want to check your understanding that whether you remember or not. 34. Yeah, 34. So left hand side you remember, right hand side automatically we can do. Okay, 3 iodine, 4 NaOH. Right. So let us move to the next part. This question, distinguish between 2-pentanone and 3-pentanone. Can you do that? Which will give the test? Which will give the test? 2-pentanone or 3-pentanone? 2-pentanone will give, because 2-pentanone will be having one side methyl. One side methyl will be there and CO will be there, and another side 3 carbon will be there. So that way this will give. Very good. Okay. And for the reaction you know already, plus iodine plus NaOH give rise to iodoform, plus NaI plus water, plus how many carbon? 4 carbon acid. 4 carbon acid means CH3, CH2, CH2, COONA. So if we remember this, that is done. Okay. So next part is in regard to 2-pentanone and 3-pentanone. 2-pentanone and 3-pentanone. So in this you can see these are the reactions. Okay. Fine. So now it is clear, I feel. Shall we proceed further? Shall we proceed further? We are having 10 minutes to go, 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So now how are you feeling? You are clear about the iodoform test. You are clear about the Lucas test. You are clear about the Carbylamine test. Yes or no? So you are feeling that okay, 3 marks, sir, 3 marks we will take. Right? Yes or no? Now let us move to the next part. The rule number 4. Rule number 4 is life is about growing and improving and getting better. There are two things, growing physically and growing mentally. When a child is growing physically. When person is growing, person should grow mentally. Well, thinking should be broadened, right? Life is about growing and improving and getting. We will do so many mistakes. We have to learn from mistakes and move forward. Now, so the next test is Tollen's test. Tollen's test will be given by aliphatic as well as aromatic aldehydes. So, as we know in the previous iodoform test, iodine was oxidizing agent. Similarly, Tollen's reagent also oxidizing agent. So, what is happening here? Aldehydes are oxidized to carboxylic acids, and Tollen's reagent observation is it will form silver mirror on the sides of the test tube. You can see on the screen their shining silver test tube is there. Actually, the test is coming like this. Very easily test can come. Aldehydes, when reacted with Tollen's reagent is basically ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate. So once ammonia hydroxide and silver nitrate react, so this complex is formed. This is known as diamine silver complex. So diamine silver complex when react with aldehyde, it is aldehydes. This is oxidizing agent. Tollen's reagent is oxidizing agent, but weak. So weak oxidized aldehyde to carboxylic acid, and silver mirror is formed. Now, can anyone tell me what is the valency of silver in Tollen's reagent? What is the valency of silver in Tollen's reagent? What is the valency of silver in Tollen's reagent? Can anyone please tell? Valency of, yeah, +1. So now, if +1 valency changes into 0, what it says? +1 valency changes into +1 to 0. What it say? Oxidation or reduction? Reduction. Yes, reduction. So it means Tollen's reagent act as oxidizing agent. It means Tollen's reagent act as oxidizing agent. Tollen's reagent act as oxidizing agent. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? This concept is clear to you? +1 changes to 0. This is reduction, and Tollen's reagent act as oxidizing agent. Very, very important point we need to remember. So always when silver mirror is formed, product acid is formed, ammonia and water also will be formed. So this is very easy to remember, not much difficult. So now the question comes like that. Distinguish between ethanol and acetone. Acetone is propanone. So propanone is a ketone. Ketone will not give the test. Only aldehyde will give the test. Aldehyde ethanol, when react with Tollen's reagent, it will give acid, corresponding acid along with silver, ammonia and water. So here, for example, when you are writing this reaction, if it is possible, you can balance. But if it is not possible, no problem. At least product you should write properly. All the products should be there. And you must mention the silver mirror formation or silver mirror is formed. And In acetophenone, you will write no silver layer. This is the point we need. This is known as presentation. How presentation you are doing. If you simply write, okay, ethanol will give tolerance region test and acetophenone will not give tolerance region test. So those who are checking your answer sheet, they are not likely to give full marks to you. So this is the problem. So you have to write the equation along with that observation. Okay. So this is the way we should write. Now the next question is, ma'am, so one doubt is there, is it is needed to write equation to distinguish the compound. Now see, equation writing will bring you closer to the highest competency level. For example, if you are writing, this is known as presentation. So if you are presenting your answers with the equation and the observation, it will give a positive impression on the teacher who is checking your paper, checking your answer sheet. So if you will not write, so the teacher will not get the proper idea about your mind, what you are likely to say, and there is scope of deduction of marks. It is better to write the equation and write the observation along with that. That is the best method of presentation. Okay. It will change as Arman has written. If you are going to get 100 marks, then you will not get 100. That you are likely to stop at 99. So this is my point to say for this question. Okay, let us come to the next question. Distinguish between benzaldehyde and benzophenol. Benzaldehyde, you know that benzaldehyde is a aromatic aldehyde. So aromatic aldehyde will give the reaction. Okay. So this is the distinguish between the Fehling solution and Tollen's reagent. Aromatic aldehyde can give test with Tollen's reagent, but Fehling solution are not giving the Tollen's test. So the basic is same. Benzaldehyde with Tollen's reagent react to form benzoic acid and silver, ammonia and water. Others not giving the test. Right. So next part is, this is the, now can you please tell the answer, like which you can write even the numbers which will give positive test with Tollen's reagent. If you have understood the idea, which will give the positive test with Tollen's reagent, please write 1, 2, 4. That's all. Yeah, 1, 2, 4. Absolutely right. 1, 2, 4 is the right answer. 1, 2, 4 is the right answer. If you understood this, it means your idea about the Tollen's reagent is clear. Right? So now we will talk of Fehling solution test. Fehling solution test will be given by only aliphatic aldehyde. Aliphatic aldehydes. So their same also, it Fehling solution comprised of two solutions, Fehling A and Fehling B. Fehling A, Fehling B, one is copper sulfate, one is Rochelle salt. When you mix these two solutions, we say Fehling solution A and B. Basically, they gives us copper ions and 5 OH ions. We are not going into the complex which is formed. We are simply writing copper ions and 5 OH negative ions are formed. When these are oxidizing agent, what is the oxidation state of copper in Cu2O? Can you please write what is the oxidation state of copper in Cu2O? What is the oxidation state of copper in Cu2O? It is 1. So now in cupric ion 2 plus changes to +1. It means reduction happens. So it means copper 2 plus act as oxidizing agent. So oxidizing agent means aldehydes are oxidized to acids. So this is the basic behind these tests. Okay. Copper ions are oxidizing agent which convert aldehyde to carboxylic acid. Okay. So this way RCHO is converted to RCOO negative. Right. So now let us move further with the test. This is the center point you have to understand, this one. Fehling solution is basically blue in color due to copper ions. So this blue color when react with aldehyde, it gives red PPT. Okay. Similarly, if Benedict solution is there, so this is the different, it will be positive red. So we are not going to take up the test for the Benedict test. We are only taking up Fehling solution test. Okay. So along with that, we have done Tollen's reagent test. We need not to take Fehling solution Benedict test because they will not ask specifically which test you will use. Already we have done 3 tests: Iodoform test, then Fehling solution test, then Tollen's test. When you will go for Benedict also, then you will get confused. So better that you do only 3 tests: Iodoform, Fehling and Tollen. That will serve our purpose. Okay. Now, next part is, so this also no need. Now, this question comes, for example, distinguish between ethanol and propanol. Ethanol and propanol. So you can see from here, copper ions and OH negative ions. It gives acetic acid, Cu2O and what? And acetophenone will not give. So can anyone please write that whether this ethanol and propanol question can we do by using Iodoform and Tollen's reagent also? Can we do this question with Iodoform and Tollen's reagent test also? Please write yes if you can. Yeah. Whether we can do the test with Tollen's reagent and Iodoform. Is it possible? What would be the answer? Not Iodoform. Iodoform we cannot use. Very good. Okay. Tollen's we can use. Tollen's we can use. Tollen's we can use, but Iodoform we cannot use. Okay, fine. Now, so this is the understanding test. Can you please check and write your solution that which will give test with Fehling solution? Which will give test with Fehling solution? Ethanol will give, propanol will give, propanone, benzaldehyde, which will give 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are giving the test. For example, ethanol and propanol, they are giving the test. Okay, good, very good. So it means you are getting the proper idea for that. So now we have to keep in mind, Tollen's reagent give test with aliphatic and aromatic aldehyde, whereas Fehling solution give only test with aliphatic aldehydes only. This is the key point we need to keep in mind. Okay, so now we are moving forward to the test that is known as Hinsberg test. Hinsberg test is a chemical reaction used to distinguish between 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree means. Hinsberg test question can be asked in such a manner that they may ask you Hinsberg reagent. So which is there in on your screen? Benzene sulfonyl chloride. Here sulfur, what is the valency of sulfur here? What is the valency? Yes, Arman, tell me.
Sir, actually I wanted to ask, like here in Hinsberg test, the balancing is very difficult. If we just simply write the main products,
yeah,
and the main reaction and the observation is correct, that would be fine.
Yeah. That is absolutely fine. So we are going to take up next. That's okay. We can write that. Right. So here, what is the valency of sulfur? Can anyone please write? What is the valency of sulfur over here? Oxidation state, we can say. Oxidation state of sulfur in benzene sulfonyl chloride. Yeah. What is the oxidation state of sulfur in benzene sulfonyl chloride? It is +6. Okay, +6. Keep in mind. Now, so this is the test, Hinsberg test. 1 degree amine, how many H it is having? 2H. Now 1H will Cl will be reacting with Cl to form HCl out, and the addition product will be formed, that is known as N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide, and this product will be soluble in NaOH. This is the test we need to write. Means if you write the first reaction, second also if you are not writing, then also it will work. Only thing, you have to write the reaction first, then afterward product you can write, and along with that you can write it is soluble in NaOH. That's all. It will work. Second 2 degree mean, when you are writing, there is only one H, and that H will react with Cl and it will be out, and the addition product formed is N-dialkyl benzene sulfonamide, and it is insoluble in NaOH aqueous. So this is, if you write this, that is sufficient enough to give the full marks. Similarly, if we are having 3 degree mean, that is tertiary mean, when react with Hinsberg reagent, benzene sulfonyl chloride, and then you are not having any H which will react with Cl. It is not having any H will react with Cl. So that will not undergo any reaction as such. But therefore we say that it is insoluble in NaOH but soluble in aqueous HCl. Soluble in aqueous HCl. Why? Because you know this base amines are basic and 3 degree more basic, and it will react with acid to form soluble water. Okay, so basically if this question is coming, they may usually ask with 1 degree and 2 degree only. They will not ask for 3 degree. If you write simply 3 degree, it won't react with that, or we can say it is insoluble in NaOH but soluble in aqueous HCl. This we have to write, because otherwise distinguishing feature will not be there with 1 degree 2 degree. Okay, so this is about the Hinsberg test. Usually if you see the past 5 or 10-year questions, Hinsberg test is rarely asked, but one time previously lost. If you go for 7-8 year back, that time they asked a question like 1 degree and 2 degree distinguished feature they ask, or simply they can ask what do you mean by Hinsberg region, explain, 2 to 3 marks question directly. But these days they are not asking this type of question. But basic reaction 1 degree 2 degree you should remember and do. That is easy, not much difficult. Okay, apart from that Hinsberg region they can ask very easy. Okay, now the question is distinguish between aniline and N-methyl aniline. So you know aniline is treated as 1 degree mean, so it can give reaction. So it is soluble in aqueous NaOH. So this way we can write the reaction, that will be sufficient. If the and the second step, if you are not writing, then also it will be fine, no problem. Okay, they will give the marks. Now how you are feeling? What is your feeling now? What is your feeling now? So now are you clear about the Hinsberg test, Tollen's region, Fehling solution, Iodoform? Okay, right. So now the rule number 5 is focus on the good. There will be so many things happening in your life, so you have to focus on the good happening in your life. Then only you will be feeling happy. So now moving forward to the next question, that is Azo Dye test. Azo Dye test. It is a test between benzene dinucleotide and phenol, or benzene dinucleotide with aniline. There are two tests, benzene dinucleotide with phenol or benzene dinucleotide with aniline. Phenol, can you please tell me phenol is acidic or basic? Can you please tell me phenol is acidic or basic? Acidic. And therefore, whenever acidic you are writing, you should write the basic pH, that is 9 to 10, slightly basic pH. And the temperature always will be 0 to 5, that is ice cold condition. So similarly, HCl will be out, and here you will get para-hydroxyazobenzene, which is an orange dye. So that's why this is known as dye test. In some books or in the appendix, sometimes beta naphthol also used, but it is easy to remember this reaction, better to use these reactions instead of that, otherwise you will end up with error. So therefore this test is acceptable, you can go ahead for this. Second reaction is in regard to, now you are seeing this two way to write reaction. Can you please tell me in the second reaction why the teacher likely to not give you the marks? Why? In the second reaction, why the invigilator or examiner who will be checking your answer script will not give marks? Armandeep, sir, to distinguish aniline and methylamine, can we use Azo Dye? Oh, this is the only test we can do to distinguish between methylamine and aniline. This is the only test. Azo Dye test is the only test which can be used to distinguish between methylamine and aniline, otherwise no test. Okay, this question was asked earlier in the exam. It was a very tricky question, and this should be there in 1 or 2 questions should be there of this nature. Okay, so tell me why the second equation will not be getting the marks. No observation. Yes, this is right answer. No observation is also observation not okay. Then what else? No. What is the error? Beta naphthol, that's not a problem. What else? Why this will not be given marks? What would be the reason? Orange dye we can write, no problem. I can write. Then also teacher will not. Yeah. pH is given here. pH OH inactive is given. It means given. OH inactive is written. No, that's okay. What is missing? Benzene diazonochloride is also written. No. Benzene diazonochloride is written. No. 0 to 5 is missing, my dear. 0 to 5. 0 to 5, if it is not there, this reaction will not take place. And the examiner will say, I also am forgetting the 1 mark. So they are not giving marks if 0 to 5 is not written. So please, ice cold condition or 0 to 5 we need to write. Okay. Now, this is the second question. Benzene diazonochloride react with aniline. This is giving here one error is there. Can anyone identify error? One error is there. They have not written the color. What color will come? Dye. What dye color? Yes, Sri, right? What would be the dye color? What would be the dye color here? What is the color in the background? That is the dye color. No. Red, orange, not yellow. What is the color in the background? That is the dye color. Now, what is the error here? Further, what is the error? Whether OH inactive will come? Whether OH inactive will come? Yeah, it is yellow dye, para-amino, azo, benzene. What would be pH? pH is acidic, not alkaline. This is the error here. pH is acidic. 4 to 5 and 0 to 5 still missing. So please don't miss the temperature and pH condition for dye test. If you will not write, the reaction will not take place and the marks will not realized. Okay, both things will happen. Now, next thing is, this is the question. This question can only be done by dye test. No other test we can apply. Is it okay? Is it fine for everyone? Is it fine? You are clear about the concept? This test only will be...
Yeah. Can you just go 2 slides back?
Yeah. Okay. Here?
Yes, sir. So this is alkaline medium, right?
Yeah, here, see.
And the next one is acidic.
Yes.
Okay,
see, we can remember in this manner, phenol is acidic, the medium is alkaline. And here aniline is basic, medium is acidic. Here error is there, it's not OH inactive, it is H+. H+ will come because pH is 4 to 5. Right? Fine, shall we continue?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is the question which can be done only by Azo Dye test. It was there in the examination, I think 2005 or 6 or something like that. Okay, so that question was there. So now you are clear about these concepts. We have not done bromine water test. This you can do yourself. Bromine water test basically used for what? Who will tell? Can Arman tell? Bromine water test is used for what?
Sir, to distinguish phenol with some other compounds.
Okay. Phenol with other compound means which compound?
But suppose phenol with alcohols.
Yeah, phenol with ethanol we can say. Ethanol and phenol. So which will give test? Phenol will give test. So what would be the reaction?
Sir, when we will react with bromine water, phenol plus 3Br2 in like bromine water we will mention, then it will come 3 HBr will be out and 2,4,6 tribromophenols will be formed. That would be a white PPT.
Yeah, right. One thing is missing. What is missing in your statement? When you told phenol, I will react with the Br2, give rise to 2,4,6 tribromophenols plus 3 HBr. What is missing?
Sir, aqueous.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
water will be there.
Yes, we need to mention aqueous there. Now my question to you is, if you are adding there CS2, carbon disulfide as a solvent, then what is the answer?
So then ortho and para bromophenol will be formed.
Yes. So now my third question to you is that why in the presence of water tri-substitution takes place and why in presence of carbon disulfide monosubstitution takes place? What is the reason?
Sir, in case of bromine water, the water will activate benzene ring for tri-substitution.
Yes.
And in normal like CS2 case, it is like not reacting with it, so it will be normal only.
It is a non-polar solvent as well as
Yes,
that is
sir.
a polar solvent which activates the benzene ring towards tri-substitution. Absolutely right answer. Very good. Very nice. Decolorization is not there, ma'am. It is white PPT will be given. White PPT with 2,4,6 tribromo. That product is 2,4,6 tribromo. Okay. So it won't be decolorizing the part. White PPT, the reaction is there. Okay. So now violet is not related here. See, violet is related with yes, Arman. Violet color is coming with phenol with which reagent? Which reagent is
Sir, neutral FeCl3.
neutral FeCl? Yes, absolutely right answer. Neutral FeCl3 when react with phenol, that give violet color. Okay, violet color is not given by bromine water, but it is given by neutral FeCl3 test. Now, last test, KOH AgNO3. Normally it is not asked in the exam, but I am just telling you, okay, what is this test? If, for example, we are having alkyl halide and aryl halide, which is more reactive? Which is more reactive, alkyl or aryl? Ma'am, basically, ma'am, there are no neutral FeCl3. We can write, because I have not made the slide for that. So we have to react phenol with the neutral FeCl3. Here FeCl3 is there, and when you react with the phenol being acidic, it can replace H. So when it replaces H, it will become phenoxide ion. So phenoxide ion in the bracket means C6H5O in the bracket thrice Fe. This will be the product plus 3HCl, and this will be giving us violet color. And alcohol plus FeCl3 will not give violet color. This is only the basic test for that. Okay, so I would like to repeat, for phenol FeCl3, violet color will be formed. Phenol being acidic in nature, it can lose H. It will form phenoxide ion. Phenoxide ion will react with iron 3 plus valency. So C6H5O thrice Fe will be formed plus 3HCl, which leads to violet color. Sometimes green also saying that, black, purple also, like that 3 colors has been mentioned in the book. So now KOH aqueous and AgNO3, you know, as Arman has written already, out of that alkyl and aryl, alkyl halides are more reactive. For example, if you take C2H5Cl, ethyl chloride, and chlorobenzene, ethyl chloride will be more reactive. And when you react with the KOH aqueous, it will give us ethyl alcohol and KCl. Then KCl when treated with AgNO3, it will give AgCl, which is a white PPT. So, but on the other hand, if chlorobenzene is there, it won't react with aqueous KOH because chlorobenzene less reactive as compared to alkyl. So therefore, it won't give the white PPT. This is the test which is normally not asked in the exam, but it can be asked. Okay. So now my question, last question to you, that why alkyl halides are more reactive than aryl halides? Last question. Alkyl halides are more reactive than aryl. Why? Alkyl halides are more reactive than aryl. Anyone can tell the answer. Aman, would you be able to tell?
Yes, sir. Can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Sir, in case of aryl halides, the resonance stabilization is taking place, so therefore reactivity is reduced. Moreover, the polarity of the CX bond is reduced, and the carbon atom of the CX bond is sp hybridized as compared to sp3 hybridized in case of alkyl, right? So the reactive means the electronegativity will be more, so attraction to the electrons, the shade will be more,
Absolutely right answer. As you have told the three reasons, there is a resonance in aryl halides. Second point you have told is there is the CX bond is double bond in nature due to sp2 hybridization. The third is the polarity of the bond CX bond in aryl is less as compared to alkyne. So these are the three reasons for the questions. If question is asked is why alkyl halides are more reactive than aryl halide, this way we can write an answer. So this is the contact, like you can, all this material will be available in the application as well, and the link and the YouTube video also will put. And we are having doubt clearing for +2 group is also there, so you can join that for any doubts and all that. Okay, so this is application. If you wish to download, you can do. So thank you for everyone. If there is like some Apple phones are there, Apple phone also it is possible. We have to do some different system. Thank you to everyone for being here. Any type of any doubts are there, you can stay or ask now. Otherwise you can leave. Thank you.